says, when he was set down on the judgment seat, his wife sent unto him, saying, have thou nothing to do with, well, you know what? Let me go back. Let me go back just to build it up.
Okay.
All right, verse 7. And they took counsel and brought with them the potter's field to bury strangers in. Wherefore that field was called the field of blood unto this day. Then was fulfilled that which was spoken by Jeremiah the prophet, saying, and they took the 30 pieces of silver, the price of him that was valued, whom they of the children of Israel did value, and gave them for the potter's field as the Lord appointed me. And Yahushua stood before the governor, and the governor asked him, saying, art thou king of the Jews? And Yahushua said unto him, thou sayest. And when he was accused of the chief priests and elders, he answered nothing. Then said Pilate unto him, hearest thou not how many things they witness against thee? Because remember, now they led the Lord before Pontius Pilate, because they didn't want to, they didn't want to be charged for putting him to death.
Right.
Because technically he didn't commit no sin.
Right.
That they made, so they were trying to be crafty. So they brought him to the so-called white man, so that seeking judgment for him to put him to death, which was the so-called devil. All right, and then verse 13. Then said Pilate unto him, hearest thou not how many things they witness against thee? And he answered him never a word, insomuch that the governor marveled greatly. In other words, Yahushua didn't say nothing. He kept his peace. Now at the feast, the governor was wont to release unto the people a prisoner, whom they would. And they had then a notable prisoner called Barabbas. Therefore, when they were gathered together, Pilate said unto them, whom will ye that I release unto you, Barabbas or Yahushua, which is called the anointed Mashiach? For he knew that for envy they had delivered him. Meaning what? His own people, those wicked-ass niggas, the chief priests. The same ones that are in these churches today talking about this Easter shit.
That's right.
Which knowingly it's a pagan custom that they follow.
Right. To release one and keep the other.
You see?
And also it's talking about these phony niggas calling themselves Israelites.
Yeah.
That they sold out. They took that Judas purse, just like Judas did. And they have been set up by the Illuminati, by the Rosicrucians, to teach lies against the Most High, against Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, and to captivate these simple Israelites out there to follow them.
Yep, that's right. It says, verse 19, when he was set down on the judgment seat, his wife sent unto him, saying, have thou nothing to do with that just man, for I have suffered many things this day in a dream because of him. But the chief priests and elders persuaded the multitude that they should ask Barabbas and destroy Yahushua. The governor...
It's like it, because what they were doing is they were keeping a pagan festival known as basically the Zagmug festival. And this pagan festival, matter of fact, I'm going to read a little bit about it. What this brother is reading in the scriptures, these niggas were taking Babylonian customs and they were incorporating them into the traditions in the scriptures, like the Passover being one of the major ones, so to speak. The Passover. Now, I'm going to read something here from this book called 4,000 Years of Christmas. I don't know if the camera can fully get it, but
we can add it in.
It'll be added in later. This is page 29. It says, there were other deeds which Europe still repeats during these holidays. Although the ancient meanings have been lost, the buildings of bonfires in which a special wooden image of Marduk's opponent is buried, and the custom of exchanging visits and gifts. This was Zagmug festival. Now, Zagmug is a Mesopotamian festival celebrated around the vernal equinox. So what time are we in now? In the springtime. Around the time of the vernal equinox.
And that's when the Passover...
Yep. Zagmug is a Mesopotamian festival celebrated around the vernal equinox, which literally means the beginning of the year. it celebrates the triumph of Marduk, the patron deity of Babylon. Now it says, this Zagmuk festival, another which both Persians and Babylonians celebrated, was called the Sakkah. At this time, the masters and slaves exchanged places. The slaves commanded, the masters obeyed. One slave was chosen to be head of the household, and everyone paid homage to him. The king's household celebrated on a larger and more intense scale, naturally, for the king stood for the nation. 2 criminals who had been condemned to death were selected. One was set free, the other was dressed in royal clothes and constituted the make-believe king. The people paid him a mock homage, indulged his every whim, but at last they stripped him, scourged him, and led him away to be crucified, hanged, or beheaded. So that's that right there.
Right, so that's it. That's what they were. That's the custom that they were doing. So that's the custom that Pontus is referring to. And so, and when you read on, you're gonna find out that they wanted to release Barabbas, right? But now this is Pilate's wife, because the Lord had visited her in dreams, was terrorizing her. So that's why she said, "Have nothing to do with that just man," right? Okay, so now verse 20. It says, but the chief priests and elders persuaded the multitude that they should axe Barabbas and destroy Yahushua, which they was being wicked as hell. Just like today, you got the leaders, the so-called leaders of Israel today is wicked as hell, man. They persuading you into not taking Yahushua again.
That's right.
But when they tell you, oh, don't listen to them brothers in GMS, you know, Tahar and all them guys, they going off or whatever, don't listen to them, don't follow them. Basically, they doing the same thing they were doing back then.
Yep.
Only thing we did was teach you